Okay guys, so this video is how balding guys are a slave to their hat. And the reason for this is because when I have a look at a lot of stories into guys going bald, a lot of them have a common theme. And that is, especially in the early stages of losing their hair, they wear a hat or a baseball cap to cover up their hair loss, okay? And I can see why why people do it, guys, because your whole life you've been told that it's something to be ashamed of, it's something that you should try and cover up. You know, you see hair transplants, hair powders, hair fibers everywhere. All these things are aimed at covering up your hair loss, and wearing a hat is basically the same thing, right? So I can see exactly why people did it. I used to do it as well. On days where I thought my hair loss was really bad, particularly on my crown, I used to stick a hat on, okay, if I didn't have the effort to, you know, make it look good that day. So I know exactly how you feel. And this is how I think you can sort of overcome that problem. Because realistically, guys, wearing a hat to cover up your hair loss is really inconvenient. You are relying on a piece of fabric to cover up your insecurities about your hair loss. And you become very, very reliant on that baseball cap or that hat giving you confidence when you're out in social settings, okay? And that's not an ideal situation to be in, guys, because as soon as you take that cap away, your insecurities and your confidence goes down again, okay? So what we want to try and do is move away from wearing hats to cover up hair loss and actually just embrace hair loss. And I know you're probably thinking it's a lot easier said than done, but we can take steps to sort of get there eventually. Because when I've spoken to a lot of guys who used to wear caps and now don't, they tell me how liberating it is to not have to wear a hat everywhere in order to feel good about themselves when they go out and about. They don't have to wear a hat to, you know, go to the shops or speak to their friends or whatever it is. They're not relying on that piece of fabric to give them confidence and to cover up that hair loss. So I think the first step would be to, for me personally, what I think is best is to take the hat off when you're around strangers. And the reason I say this is because if you're around strangers, they don't know any different. They don't know that you used to have hair. They can't see the difference between, you know, you a few years ago or a few months ago having a full head of hair and now you having less hair. So when they see you for the first time, they will not know any different. You're not going to care about their opinions, essentially, is what I'm saying, because ultimately they didn't know you beforehand. So why should you care about their opinions now? So if it's going to the shops, grocery shopping, just going for a walk where in a different area, take the hat off, guys, even if it's for 2 minutes. Maybe take the hat with you just in case, but take it off. As soon as you walk out the door, take it off, walk for 2 minutes, see how you feel. If you feel good, leave it off. If not, put it back on again and then we can reset. So it's stuff like that. And every time you go out, try and do it a bit longer, try and do it a bit longer. And then maybe once you've done that for about a week or so, leave your hat at home. Leave it at home so then you don't have the choice of putting it back on. And I think that way, slowly building up to it, especially for the guys who've worn hats for a long time to cover up the hair loss, that's probably going to be the way to go. And then eventually, when you're around friends and family, because obviously, despite what people say, you do care about their opinions because, you know, they're your friends and family at the end of the day, you'll get to the point where you don't need to wear that hat around them either. And I think what you'll find is that a lot of the feedback will actually be really good, because realistically, guys, wearing a hat everywhere is really inconvenient. There's some settings where it just looks a bit silly to wear a hat, if I'm being honest with you. And yeah, it's just, I don't think men should have to rely on that to give them confidence about hair loss. So try that, guys. If any of you have any tips of, you know, sort of losing the hat in regards to hair loss, please comment it down below and let me know what you think. But yeah, I hope that helps, guys. And I hope that you stop being a slave to your hat, especially the balding guys. So yeah, take care and I'll see you next time.